ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and today we are reviewing the brand new show on Reels, Rob Van Dam Headstrong. The bio here reads, plans to film the former WWE wrestling legend Rob Van Dam doing a stand-up comedy tour are drastically detoured when unexpected concussion symptoms cause a dramatic shift in Rob's priorities. I think that bio there pretty much gives a rundown of what this show is about. It's obviously about Rob Van Dam, and, you know, he's retired from wrestling, or semi-retired. He's pretty much done with, you know, the majors. He'll still hit indies, but, you know, he's working on his own time, which I think is very cool for him to be at that point in stage in his career. Especially, he's doing very well. I mean, he looks great. You know, a lot of guys look real sluggish or real fucked up from the road for, you know, from going for 20 plus years, hard as hell. But Rob looks great, and I kind of credit that to the weed, you know. He wasn't always a heavy drinker, wasn't a pill popper guy like that. Really liked his weed, and I think it helps out. But the gist of it here is, you know, it's a show on Reels, and it's this presentation here hosted by Joe Clark. But it's about Rob Van Dam, and he's gonna go on this tour, you know, this comedy tour. So he's gonna, you know, get his hand in comedy. He's gonna do 7 dates here. But right as he's about to start this show, or about to go on tour, boom, catches concussion, dude, right there. It's actually at a PCW show. I'm from Southern California. We actually go to PCW Ultra all the time, and it looks like it was maybe a match against Penta Meta Zero, whatever his name is. Which is fucking really crazy. One of the Lucha Bros who's now in AEW, but this is obviously, it looks like maybe it might be 2 or 3 years old by this point. But it's just really crazy to see, you know, the way he deals with it, you know, and it's that stage of life where they come from, where it was a different time, you know. Now it's a concussion and you fucking go check out the doctors and we're gonna leave you off for a couple days. But back then, dude, it was running heavy as hell. It was just, you got your bell rung and you go back out there, you know, take a salt tablet and get your fucking ass back over there. But you know, it's a different day and time that we're living in. And, you know, the tour is just hard for Rob just because his eyes are fucked up, his head's fucked up. He's got to worry about, you know, do I have CTE? What's going on with my body? He's talking about he's had hundreds of concussions. He's all fucked up. And I've actually met Rob. I actually met him at a signing at the Wrestling Guy store in LA. Shout out to the Wrestling Guy store and David and everybody over there. But, you know, he's fucked up, you know, and he's got to try and deal with this comedy tour. But he's a funny guy, so it's good to see him out there. But, you know, as he's on tour, he meets Vicky Guerrero, Mick Foley, Tommy Dreamer. We had a couple cameos from a couple of your favorite wrestlers. And it's really nice to see everybody. Rob is talking about the thing that I kind of, my only complaint about this a little bit is I feel like I didn't know where the direction is. Like, what is the cohesiveness of this show? Like, what are we trying to accomplish from this 1 hour special here? You know, is it just about, I feel like the only thing it might have been about is more of just a talking point, like a beginning point for CTE. Like, hey, as someone who doesn't know, you know, what is it? Or what are the symptoms and signs? And, you know, what can it do? I feel like it was a little bit more about that. But it was also about the comedy show. But it was also about Rob's life, you know. But I feel like maybe just take 1 or 2 of those out and kind of like, what is this about? it kind of just wasn't one way or the other. But, you know, Rob goes into it and he talks about how he's going to donate his brain to science and how he's going to, you know, find out what's going on. And in the end, they actually get a CTE test from 2 different doctors, and he actually seems to be doing just fine. I feel like that's kind of where the disconnect happened. I think they were expecting, like, them to find out his brain is fucked up and he's fucked, you know? And I think that was kind of like where they were going to lead things. But he seems to be fine, you know? You did just get fucked up, but no, you know, heavy damages. The doctor, who was actually Chris Nowinski, who used to be a wrestler as well, he talks about how, you know, what is it, post-concussion syndrome? That's like, you know, you being fucked up from, you know, hurting your head or whatever, but a concussion is like a post-traumatic, I don't know, whatever it is, but like, is you being fucked up from, from what is this thing called? A concussion, right? Meanwhile, CTE is like, he said CTE is like the cancer, you know, for your lungs if you kept smoking. You know, that's what that is like, you know, it's the end result. Meanwhile, these concussions, you know, you get that post-concussion syndrome or whatever it might be. But yeah, I just think a little bit more cohesiveness. By the way, you also got Katie Forbes, who was here. She looks absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. Shout out to Katie Forbes. Met her as well. She was absolutely nice, beautiful person. But yeah, I just wish there would have been a little bit more cohesiveness. What was really the end goal for watching this It was good to watch Rob, good to watch Katie. Those parts are really, really good. But I feel like I didn't get what the message was or what we were trying to get across here. But I thought it was good, but just, again, the cohesiveness. But definitely worth a watch, especially if you like Rob Van Dam, because he's the whole effing show. Rob Van Dam. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media. At Coffin Radio. Coffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Coffin Radio.